Bacalar, Mexico, Pirates Canal. So what is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, Rule of Mind, Body, Life. I am just so excited for this video. I recently went to Bacalar and it was such a beautiful, beautiful experience. This lagoon, guys, if you have never really researched it before, you have to look it up, but you're getting all the views in this video. It is absolutely beautiful. So I have been living in Mexico for about 10 months, and everyone would always talk about Bacalar, but I never really looked into it. Once I did, I booked my bus ticket the next day and took myself away. So I am giving you all the details about the actual Pirates Canal, the tour that I took, and then also how you can get to Bacalar if you are already in Mexico. So, excuse me. The sailboat tour that I took was super inexpensive, and I chose to do a sailboat just because the ecosystem of the lagoon is very, I don't want to say sacred, but I can't think of the word. If you don't know, I speak Greek, English, and Spanish, so sometimes English words don't come that easy to me. But it is just a lot safer on the ecosystem of the lagoon, so I chose to do a sailboat tour. I really encourage you guys to do the same thing. And the sailboat tour itself was only about $35, and it was for the full day. They gave you some drinks and fresh fruit and stuff. But for me, it was just really getting to all of the beautiful places in the lagoon. So at Pirates Canal, the reason why it's called Pirates Canal is because back when the Spanish ended up coming into Mexico, they ended up coming through the actual lagoon, and pirates used to come through this specific canal. So obviously they would, not obviously, but it's not obvious, but they would come through this canal so that way they can kind of, I guess you would say, sneak attack them and be able to just come in and come out and not be directly in the middle of the lagoon. But it is also one of the most beautiful areas in the lagoon itself. The colors are just absolutely so gorgeous, and the floor of like the sand, it's very, very weird. It's a very weird feeling. I wasn't really expecting it. It has some sand, but it's also like crushed seashells, and there is a lot of like folklore, there you go, along the lagoon. So the girl who was actually doing the sailboat, I guess you would call her the skipper, was giving us a little background of it. And the myth is that the Mayans were the ones that dug up the entire lagoon because they didn't have access to the ocean, which obviously could sound a little bit crazy, but I don't know. I mean, it could be true. Who knows? We have the pyramids and no one can really explain those either. But regardless, the floor itself is a little squishy and weird, but it's also not like that in every single spot. So as you can see, it's so beautiful, guys. And it is fresh water. I know because I drank some when I jumped off the sailboat, but that is nor here nor there. So the way that you can actually get to Bacalar and how I got down to Bacalar from Playa del Carmen is with a bus ride. So here they have a system called ADO, which is ADO, and they are really nice, air-conditioned, big tourist buses, and they go all throughout, like Quintana Roo and the Yucatan, so you can get to all of the different cities here: Chetumal, Bacalar, Tulum, Playa del Carmen, Cancun, Merida. I always don't know how to say that. So I ended up taking the bus, and if that is something that you guys are interested in, if you're visiting Playa del Carmen or Cancun or Tulum or anything else, it's only about a 2.5 hour, 3 hour bus ride. And for a round trip, I paid about $35 US, which I think is completely fair. So definitely I would recommend it. So right here, to the right, it was actually in another clip earlier, they started trying to build a restaurant here in the lagoon right in Pirates Canal, and the entire city of Bacalar and all the people ended up protesting and signing a petition to have that stopped. Again, like I was saying in the beginning of the video, the ecosystem in the lagoon is very sacred, and you really have to just watch out for it. So that would have been something that would have just put the lagoon and the health of the lagoon at risk. And the people here at Bacalar know that, and they respect that. So they had signed a petition, and they got the construction of this, what would have been like restaurant bar, stopped, which I completely commend them for doing that, and completely support that. But it is still pretty cool to kind of see when you're going up there. They have done some paintings on the building, and the building from the front does kind of look like a ship, which is pretty cool. But overall, I'm still very happy that the construction had stopped. And everything here is just, the colors for me obviously is just everything, and that is, everything for everybody, right? That's why people want to come to the lagoon. They call it the 7 colores because it has seven different shades of blue, and my eyes could not get enough of it. I stayed very close to the lagoon in an Airbnb, and Airbnbs are super reasonable here also, guys. I was only spending like $35 to $40 a night, which is absolutely nothing, and it was super comfy. Again, just minutes away from the lagoon, and my eyes just could not get enough of these views. If you are ever in Mexico or you are thinking about coming and checking out Bacalar, I highly recommend it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos about Bacalar.